guys, I'm with Natalie. Do you know any popular music genres in the 1920s?
Yes, jazz was a huge thing in the 20s. It was a combination of Western harmonies and African rhythms. And some of the big music stars were Duke Ellington and Louis Armstrong.
Natalie, what were flappers?
They were rebellious young women in the jazz age, and they were all about freedom.
What was prohibition?
Prohibition was the 18th Amendment, and it was passed in 1919, and it was a ban on alcohol. But they had speakeasies where it was basically illegal bars, but then it was repealed in 1933.
Hey guys, welcome back. Right now we have Anna with New Literature. How are you, Anna?
I'm great. So the 1920s, war novels, poems, memoirs, they just flowed off of the presses. People went into the war thinking, oh, this is going to be a quick thing, we're just going to be over and done. But they left with no hope, no faith. They lost everything. People became cynical. They wanted to live in the now.
Can you tell us some examples of literature made during this time?
I can. Like Great Gatsby, written by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's where a mysterious man, Jay Gatsby, returned from World War I, and he bought a gigantic Gothic mansion, and he had parties, huge parties, every Saturday night. And this novel, it shows the disintegration of the American dream in an era of unprecedented prosperity. And another example was The Sun Also Rises by American novelist Ernest Hemingway. It shows the rootless wanderings of the American youth who lack deep convictions.
What happened to F. Scott Fitzgerald and Hemingway?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because they left and they went to Paris. And actually Gertrude Stein, who also was one of the American writers who left to Paris, called this the lost generation, and this spread.
Anna, can you explain the Harlem Renaissance?
Well, it was an African-American cultural awakening, and it began in Harlem, which is a neighborhood in New York City. And many of the African-American writers and artists, they expressed their pride in their culture. Some good examples are Claude McKay and Langston Hughes, and they experimented with new styles and adapted their traditional poetic forms.
Thank you for explaining the boiling tea on the New Literature, Anna.
Sure thing.
Champion from Mother's Pride.
What kept you?
I had to catch the bus.
The soft grains give it lots more fibre than ordinary white. Are you a champion yet?
Take it away, BC.
France's main concern after the war was to secure its borders against Germany. To do so, they built the Maginot Line to prevent another German invasion.
But what about the Kellogg-Briand Pact?
It was established in 1928 and sponsored by the U.S. It echoed the hope of the spirit of Locarno. The Kellogg-Briand Pact promised to renounce war as an instrument of national policy.
But how effective was the Kellogg-Briand Pact?
It actually was not that effective. While it outlawed war, it had no way to enforce that ban of war.
BC, do you have any examples?
I actually do. The League condemned Japan's invasion of Manchuria, but they took no military action to stop it.
Everyone give a big round of applause for BC. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, Jenna.
Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm with Jill, and she's gonna tell us about abstract art.
So, abstract art is like this, where you have shapes, lines, and colors that are all mixed up so you can't recognize what the object is.
Jill, and she's gonna tell us some facts about Vasily Kandinsky.
Okay, so Vasily Kandinsky was big on abstract art, like this picture, and it was a bunch of lines, shapes, and colors mixed together to create an unknown object.
Hey Jill, can you tell us about Gene Hip and Max Ernst?
Yes, so they were from the Dada movement, and they would create sculptures from thrown away objects.
Jill, can you tell us about Dali?
Yeah, Dali was from the Surrealism movement, and he used images of melting clocks and burning drafts to suggest the chaotic dream state.
Thanks.
Pablo Picasso would create 3D objects like the one right here, and he would make fragmented parts and combine them together.
Thanks for tuning in our new segment,